Hello, Cozy Detectives, and welcome to the Blanket Fort Files. I'm Joy,
And I'm Larissa.
and we're here to report on all things comfy and cozy. Yay! We're
You
back.
did it.
I did
Uh,
it.
I know. And I realized in the notes, I was like, I didn't flip our names. I hope she knows her name.
I know. But I tried to do like the breathing thing again. I'm like, I don't know. I'm overthinking my breathing, but it's fine. All
Enjoy.
good. Did it. Figured it out. Oh, that's from last week. But, okay, so my biggest catch up thing that I will say, well, no, two things. One, I can smell it, and it is very good because I made an Instagram recipe and I haven't tasted
Ooh,
it, but it looks
fun.
good. So
Yay.
I'm
What was it?
excited. It's like little, they're called cherry tomatoes, right? Like the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you roast those for a bit and then you squish them, and then you add pasta and sausage, and then you put that back in the oven for a bit, and then you take it out, and then you put mozzarella on top, and then you put it back in the oven, and then you eat it, and it
That sounds
smells
good.
really good in here. So,
You haven't eaten it yet?
nope, it's really, really hot. So that's gonna be my
Fresh from the
treat,
oven.
right? Literally, it's like cooling right now, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to eat it. That, and I was like, okay, I'm not like, because we said this on the last episode, but we had just recorded an episode, and I was like, oh, what am I going to talk about in my catch up? And then I fell into a rabbit hole. So I was like, haha, perfect. So
I have things.
I was trying to think of like other fun things to do that are kind of nostalgic-y, obviously. And I think I have a plan. So I was looking up a bunch of different magazines, and I feel like I found the perfect magazine. And I hope
Mm.
it's a good magazine because my plan is to get a year subscription to the English Home, celebrating the essence
Oh.
of English style.
Oh my gosh, will you send that to me? That sounds
Right?
super fun. I did a year subscription of Vogue this past year,
Mm.
mainly because I got a targeted ad and it was like only $15 for the whole year and you get a free tote. And I was like,
You're like,
I'll do about
yes.
anything for a free. And it's a
I
big tote
know,
to
right?
get a good size.
That's
I
funny.
was like, why not? And it was actually kind of like a cool year to do it because it was like Anna Wintour's last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, wow.
Look at
But
my
anyways, tell me more
timing.
about this English home. That sounds so
I,
us.
right? So, really, what it was, I was looking up a bunch of different magazines, and one, I got a targeted ad. So, it's 1 year, 6 issues. So, it's every other month, and it's $30. So, I'm like, $5
That's
an
not bad.
issue is not bad because
Yeah.
everything else I was finding was like $10 plus an issue. And I
Yeah.
feel like, so, ooh, this would be a good question to ask you. So, when I was trying to figure out research of it, I was like, okay, I'm seeing a couple different buckets that things are specifically kind of falling into. And I
Mhm.
feel like more than, for me, more than the food bucket or the fashion bucket, I feel like the home decor bucket was the one where I was like, okay, what would I really enjoy looking at? I tried to
Mhm.
specifically look up cozy, and I really wasn't hitting much.
Maybe we need to start a magazine.
Right, right. Um, because I really did specifically want something that was kind of the feeling of like those like hardcover books that talk about cozy, but I wanted like a
Mhm.
monthly one. So kind of like Le Petit Three vibes, but not newspaper vibes, more magazine vibes is what I was on the hunt
Mhm.
for. So if the Cozy Detectives know anything, definitely let me know. But I felt like this was the closest to what I was looking for because
Mhm.
even I mean, the cover that they have on the subscription page right now when I click on it is from 2017, but I will say it's a beautiful looking cover. So it's the decorating special. And
Cute.
I just feel like that is what draws me into it. So you did say Vogue, but between those three buckets, I also tried to look up the Martha Stewart because I was like, maybe I could just do Martha Stewart and that'll like hit my buckets.
Yeah.
Not a thing anymore. I guess 2022 was the demise of
Yeah.
that. And then I tried to look up Ina
Which
too. Homegirl ain't got one.
side note, I forgot to text you, but we're recording so I can tell you
Yeah.
live. Have you heard about the Martha Stewart biopic?
No.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett's gonna play her, and they did a side by side. I was like, oh, that's good
Really?
casting.
And she's like okay
Yeah.
with it? Because I remember the last one she was not vibing.
I haven't heard her thoughts on it, but
Ooh,
yeah,
interesting. I want to see the side by side that you're talking about.
yeah.
Oh, I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
And Kate Blanchett's such a good actor that like I feel like she can
Right?
pull it off for
Yeah.
sure. I will say I always
And
see
maybe
her
it'll
as
be more
Narnia.
nuanced. Maybe it'll be like more
Yeah.
new. Wait, you say Narnia?
Am I losing my mind? Is she not Narnia? I thought she was
Unless it's
the White
not in
Witch.
no, that's
Is this another person that I
what's
keep
her
getting
name?
confused?
Yeah. I forget her name, but I don't think that's
No,
the
I know.
Narnia.
Oh, is it not? I'm gonna lose my mind right now. Why do I always do
I'm like
this?
totally blanking on it, but I don't think that's her.
Let me find out.
But while you're looking
Yeah,
that
yeah,
up,
yeah. Tell me your update.
well, I'm not gonna tell you my update yet. I was gonna recommend a potential cozy magazine for you. I've never
Ooh,
subscribed to it, but you know how I'll do a lot of my magazine collages and I'll get them at the library.
yeah.
One that I like to look through a lot is called Simple Living,
Oh,
and
okay.
they have like decor ideas and food recipes and stuff, so that may be a good option for you.
Okay. Because it's like I'm not opposed to recipes and things like that, obviously. I'm
Yeah,
getting all these 2026 ones and get get out of my Google search. I want the early 2000s one.
I'm going to IMDb.
Thank you. That's what my brain was trying.
Tilda Swinton, that's what it
Oh,
was.
oh my goodness. Why am I getting so
I
many
like how
people
you did the
confused
whole
right now?
case of Viola. I was just
I
like,
thought I said
I
Kate Blanchett
know,
too.
cozy correction. Oh, good.
Two for
So
two.
funny.
Oh, that's funny. Wait. Before you do go into your update, though, which one do you think out of those buckets that like draws you at this point in time for like different magazines?
I don't know. I would say probably the like home decor, or honestly, I feel like what kind of drew me to Vogue, I think, is that obviously I think the fashion's kind of interesting, and that's not really here nor there for me, but I do like that they try to include some like world stories as well.
Oh,
Like
gotcha.
it kind of feels like the Andy Anderson in How to Lose a Guy of like the
Yeah.
fashion, but there's also the more like serious stories too. Um but I did enjoy being subscribed to that one just for something different, but my heart will always belong to American Girl, obviously.
I love that. I know. I wish there was a Martha Stewart or an Ina one. I looked up Ina too, and Homegirl got
Yeah.
one, and I was like, oh,
No.
I would subscribe to that. Oh, did you hear
Maybe
that
a
she's
Better
doing
Homes and Garden,
Oh
a
yeah.
new
Oh
cookbook.
yeah. No, the tour.
And she's not coming anywhere near me. The
I
closest is like
know.
Nashville. I'm
I
so bitter.
know. I was like, I could go on an adventure,
I
but
know.
that would take a hot second. But okay, now tell me
Yeah.
your update. Tell me your update. I want to know. I want to
So this weekend, I went to a concert.
know. Ooh!
And it was La La Land.
What? How cool!
Yeah,
Oh,
it
how
was one of the best
cool!
nights. It was so fun. It was very cool. I ended up, yeah, because I think when I last talked about it was on our holiday special. The
Yeah.
tickets were kind of pricey for the back, but I got a gift card for Christmas, and that was like my little present to myself.
Oh,
So
amazing. Wait, describe it. Was it like a like what do you mean concert? Like because my brain is thinking orchestra, right? Or
yes, it's literally it was a live orchestra. They had a conductor, and basically anytime there is like music, they play live.
Oh,
So
so it's
it's
like
like
a
all
live
the
in concert one where you're
songs.
like watching the movie,
Mhm.
but then they're playing.
Yes. Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah. It was so fun. And that's like I on my drive there, I was like, I think this would be in my top 5 scores, and maybe it was just the experience of it all, but on the way back, I was like, no, I think that's my favorite movie score. Like, it's up there obviously with like The
Whoa.
Holiday and um probably About Time, but I think
Yeah.
in terms of like for like the soundtrack isn't my favorite movie soundtrack just because our poor guy Ryan was struggling, but score wise, I think it's my favorite.
Ooh, hot cozy takes. Oh, I love
The only
that
kind of hot
though.
takes we do here.
I know, right? Which I am okay with. You know what I mean? Not everything
Yeah.
has to be everything, but I love that. That's so fun. The only ones I haven't been to, but I have seen advertised is the Harry Potter versions of that. And I feel
Yeah.
like that would be fun too, though, because I think what it is sometimes when a score is just underlying the movie that you've watched so many times, sometimes I feel like we don't realize how much that is really impacting the like movie going experience of it until you
Yeah,
kind of
I would.
separate the two and you're like, wow, like this song is amazing.
Yeah, it was funny. So, because obviously it opens with a number,
Yeah.
and at first I was like, because they were so in sync with the movie, obviously,
Cool.
but I was just like, are they actually playing? Because I obviously know the music so well. I was like, hmm. But then there was other times in scenes where obviously I knew there would be like background music, but I never really, like you said, paid
Yeah.
attention to it until they were playing. I'm like, wow, this is so lovely.
Right?
Um, and I was really impressed with how in sync they were at times. So they obviously had a piano player because there's a lot of piano scenes.
Yeah.
And there's one where Ryan Gosling is just like very detailed on the keys. And it was
Whoa.
like note for note matching. And I was like, this is because, you know, with live music, you
Yeah.
can get off a little bit, which is fine.
Yeah.
But no, they were like exactly on the whole time. And it was just, I was blown away. I was like, wow.
So, follow-up question to that is
Mhm.
since the movie has some that is just the music and some that is like singing along with it, did the movie just take out the left the vocals in?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. The only time they didn't play were at the pool party when they have like the 80s music
Oh yeah.
was left into the movie, which makes well
Yeah.
part like it's kind of like a cover band
Mhm.
essentially. But yeah, they kept the I think it's Take on Me and then she
Yeah.
makes him do Iran. They left that part in the movie. And then there's a couple moments where um like Sebastian is listening to recorded music.
That makes
And
sense.
so
Yeah, that'd be kind
when
of
it was
odd.
recorded, they kept it
Yeah.
in, but everything else was live. And it was also cool because they would change lighting on the stage to kind of fit the
Ooh.
vibe. So, you know, the scene where he's playing Christmas
Yeah,
music,
yeah, yeah.
they had red and green lights.
Cute.
And then when they did the planetarium where they kind of
Yeah,
start
floating.
floating, they had a disco ball. So it was kind of stars in the audience, which was kind of cool too.
Oh, that's so cool. I haven't seen that done with a musical because I feel like that adds another layer of complexity to that where like Harry
Hmm.
Potter is just the regular
Score.
score for it, but yeah, that's adding in them actually singing at some parts and not at other parts and that is really cool. How was it like a large venue?
Yeah, it was almost too large. They didn't fill it up all the
Mm.
way. And I was not in the back seats, but I was
Yeah.
kind of up more in the nosebleeds, which was kind of fine. I didn't need to see the screen super well because again, I've seen the movie like a billion
Yeah.
times, and I could hear the music or whatever. But I would have liked it to be a little bit smaller. But
Yeah. That's
it was
cool
fine.
though. That's so
Yeah, it was so much fun.
fun. I'm so glad that you went to
Yes.
that. I feel like what a great spring bucket list. Like not even added, just like in there in your
Little
soul.
very much a top cozy case file for me. So
Yes, yes, for sure.
that was an early episode too.
That was. I feel like that was I feel like at the beginning it was like, okay, here's the immediate things that come to our brain. And
Hmm.
now I'm segueing, look at me go, into today's theme, which is more nostalgic website games. Which is so
Yeah, another
funny.
part two,
I
but
know.
I'm very excited
Me
for this. And
too.
it was so funny to me about the ones that we picked for today. So I think I talked about this a few episodes back where we were going uh or I said I listened to old episodes. And so I
Mm.
listened to an old episode. We were talking about some of these case files. And then within yours, we had mentioned specific games. And then when we were planning episodes, you and I were sending voice notes to each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we mentioned the same exact games that we had mentioned in that episode, and
I love
but
it.
acted when we had that conversation like this was brand new information, but no, we literally had that conversation on the
Oh my goodness. I kind of love that though,
podcast.
twofold. One,
Yeah.
because clearly like it's just in us, but two, because it's like I always will think of the Lauren Graham of like, have I told you this already? Slash like, this is why I don't lie, because I would get lost in my own lies. Like
Yeah.
it's just what my thoughts are. And unless I forgot something, that's the one time where I could be like, oh man,
Yeah.
actually this was my favorite game of that. Because I just like forgot something existed,
Right.
which kind of happened some in some of mine. So I am up first today. So I will just I'll actually jump into the thing. I'm just going right for it. The thing that I forgot. So my case file is disneychannel.com, and
So good.
specifically like the games section. So I have some background about
Yes.
it in total, but the thing that I totally forgot about this until doing research is so this was at the very beginning of, which is crazy to say, like literally the very beginning of the internet, especially the internet where kids would go on and like type in things and be able to interact with the internet. And one of the ways that they were trying to bridge the gap between the internet world and the Disney you're watching it world is they would do something.
Also, sorry, I'm setting up my lamp, so if you see me like bopping around,
You're
that's what I'm
fine.
doing. I realized I didn't tell you. I was like, this is probably really
No,
distracting.
no, no, you're good. You're good. Um, so what they did to bridge that gap is they were really pushing the fact that if you were one of the top I'm just going to pick the Kim Possible game as one of the games. Like if you were the top person or the few top people in the Kim Possible game and you put your username in there, they would flash on Disney Channel like you're watching it.
Oh
They would
yeah.
show your user tag. I totally forgot that because that was
Was
one of
yours ever featured?
no. But I tried. But I forgot that that was
Goals.
one of the reasons why I was like, oh, I gotta like
Yeah.
be super good at this. And but it was cute though because you got to see everybody else's, and because the internet was so new, it like literally wasn't bots because those literally didn't exist. So you knew it was all these other kids from like
Yeah.
around, specifically I believe the US mainly, that was like trying to play these games and get the top score and all that. And it was just so fun. But Disney launched in 1996 the disneychannel.com, and it was supposed to be kind of like a central hub for everything. So there was disney.com that was supposed to be like movies, TV shows, theme parks, music, interactive content, and then they kind of went more towards like slowly, because again this is very early internet, they
Mhm.
started having it be more Disney Channel. And then kind of that golden age was really the year like 2001 to about 2010, when that was when the majority of that Disney online gaming world existed. And one of the reasons
Mhm.
I totally forgot about, but Flash, like the how do I explain Flash if no one knows it? It's kind
Oh, I have it in my notes actually
okay. How would you
about because I
explain it?
refreshed it. So yeah, basically it's you're using Adobe Flash to sort of animate it, and kind of it's basically like a 2D animation, and the images kind of can move, but just it's very simplistic animation
Yeah.
would be how I would describe it.
It's like the
Um
background program running so that you can
yeah.
play your game.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so that's where it's also, so for disneychannel.com, a big reason that the platform really kind of died out was because Flash died. And so there's some of the games you can find now if you wanted to go back and try to play them, but it's not going to feel exactly the same. And kind of the era that I'm talking about isn't kind of the like Toontown, Club Penguin, Pixie Hollow. That's kind of its own vibe. I'm kind of talking specifically
Mhm.
that golden era early. Kim Possible, Pirates, which I don't remember the Pirates of the Caribbean game. There was Cars game.
Me
The
neither.
right, the biggest game that I remember was a Lilo and Stitch game where you were trying
Yeah,
to
which is
build
the
the
one you had
sandwich.
mentioned.
I just remember that game so much. One of the other
Yeah.
games that I forgot existed, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my word, is called Bueno Rufus. where it's Rufus the Naked Mole Rat, and
Mhm.
it looks like he's in like, so it's got soda, salsa, cheese, and chocolate. And there's like all the little things going across the screen, and you're trying to like add soda into the soda
Oh,
cup and
mhm.
add like chocolate on top of the ice cream and add salsa on top of the burrito.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot about that. But I remember that being one of the games where I was really trying to get on Disney Channel on screen because I
Yeah,
just
and I
was
know
locked in.
the one I mentioned, both in our conversation and on the episode, was the Lizzie McGuire nails one, where it's technically
Yes.
Miranda is the one, and
Yes.
you can do the different patterns and shapes. Oh, so good.
Yes, and I bet I didn't remember it because I didn't really remember it when I looked it up. But when that was actually one of the first games on the website. So Lizzie McGuire being one of the first breakout hits of Disney Channel kind of
Mhm.
in general, they had the first game was a like put the clothes on either Miranda or Lizzie where they're just like
Yes,
standing to the side of the
so good.
closet.
Yeah, and it's like the worst graphics ever, but
Yeah.
it's so fun.
They had that one. They had the nails one, and there's a third one that my
Mhm.
brain can't remember right now. Um, but yeah, that's so fun. I feel like once you start kind of diving into it, it really does bring up that nostalgia of it. There also was a Rufus game where he was snowboarding down a hill, and you're kind of trying to like avoid different things
Things.
on the hill and
Mhm.
then jump and do things like that. I just remember loving that
I
so
think I
much.
struggled with that one. I always anytime where it's like avoiding things in the road, I don't know, I just have a hard time because I can't
Right?
navigate. Oh, man.
That's so funny. But it was just like it was very cute, very nostalgic. Again, very early when it came to the internet world of everything. They're kind of more arcade style puzzle type games, or again, that very simplistic where you're adding clothes, you're adding nail polish. There was another maze game that they had for both Corey in
Mhm.
That's So Raven, and then they also had a Sweet Life of Zach and Cody version. Very, very similar look and feel to it.
Yeah, stressful.
Yeah, right. Especially the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody one because like everybody's looking around for you, and it's like ah. Um,
Yeah.
but there are a few areas where you can go to and kind of try to play them, but it's not going to feel exactly the same. The Stitch game is called Stitch's Sandwich Stacker. That
Cute.
was what that one was called. But a few of the other ones I just wanted to talk about because again, the nostalgia I feel like is pretty built in why I find it nostalgic just
Mhm.
because of the feeling of it. It is very early 2000s. And what was the um I'm sure you'll say it in your phrasing of yours, but you talked about it yesterday, the high heel something something. What was it called? It was
Oh,
like
Shoe Girl?
yes. So
Mhm.
I feel like any of the London Tipton types are also very shoe girl type vibes to
Yeah.
me. So there's London's Sweet Styler, the Bueno Rufus, the Lizzie and Miranda's outfit dress up, Tipton Trouble, that's the one where they're running around.
Yeah.
Kim Possible's Card Clash. I don't remember ever playing that one. Oh yeah, and then they did another Miley, so like very similar to the Lizzie McGuire. They did a Miley's Malibu manicure, but you could do different things on different nails. Where the other one
Oh,
was kind of like
fun.
you're painting all the nails.
Mhm.
Um, and then Sticky's Mix Master. I do remember that one. That was a Proud Family game where like
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
trying to like connect the ones. Raven Pinball, Magic Curse Reverse, Jackson's Beach Treat Delivery, Brandy's Style Diva, Alex's Double Maze Craze, Cowabunga Candace from Phineas and Ferb. There's also a really popular one, A Stitch in Time, which is Kim Possible, where it had like three parts to it. I don't remember ever playing that. And I don't know if,
That doesn't sound familiar to me, so
right?
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
how I missed that, but the Corey's Money Maze, and then again, similar. I feel like they did a lot of similarities between Hannah Montana and Liz McGuire because Hannah Montana also had a fashion challenge where you could add clothes to her and do things like that. Um, but it's just fun. I feel like it's not super earth shattering, but I feel like it's something where if you were part of the early internet world of things, especially like if you were a Disney kid around this time, they tried to connect it so strongly that I feel like you'd like watch it and then you go on. You could also figure out on the website the times of the shows, and I remember doing that too, where you can
Yeah. It
kind
was
of
like
click
a green
around.
font. I don't know why that came back to me just now.
Yeah, right? It does have that nostalgic to it. It also had there's some like drawing games, there's some music rhythm style games. Um, but I think it was just a fun time. And I remember going from this, it was like there was like the Barbie games early on, and then this, and then Sims slash RuneScape was like kind of my progression
Right. No,
in
literally. And
gaming.
it was like, I think we talked about this a little bit with like even our mall episode where there was this big push with the online
Yeah. Oh, and Neopets,
bubble.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The .com bubble where it was everyone had a website and it had to be super
Yes.
interactive and games and fun. And I kind of want to bring that back. Like I would
Right?
rather spend some time playing little flash games than scrolling on my phone, you know? I don't know.
Right?
I'm using my brain a little differently.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's one of the things too with just trying not to do the doom scroll of it. You kind of couldn't super doom scroll this because they were pretty short games, again, very arcade style games. Now
Mhm.
there was a lot more games than I realized. Like that's kind of like the highlight of games, but there was like 10 or 15 games it felt like per thing. And I didn't remember it being that many because I was always I think I was like straight up in the search bar looking for the sandwich game. So that's my case file. It's a little bit more
Cute.
simplistic, but it's fun. It has the nostalgia. And again, it isn't because it's so early internet, it kind of also gives vibes. I just recently rewatched Legally Blonde, and it really kind of
So good.
feels like that era too, where it's like you have the
Mhm.
iBook, and so it's very just that Y2K feeling. And I feel like that's why for me it still sticks out in my brain when I think back on that time period.
Absolutely, yeah. And
Okay, I'm excited.
I think ours kind of both just align with our personalities really well. Because you are definitely like I like Disney, but I would say out of the two of us, like you're the bigger Disney fan.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can tend to be a little bit more like girly pop because my case file is everythinggirl.com.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited to talk about this. Buckle up. We're going to be here a minute. Not super long, but this was so good. But basically, this website is kind of a combination of multiple doll games websites. So basically, Mattel launched this in 2004 and it features websites for different doll lines by Mattel. So there were several, but I'm going to talk about the main four that I played, which were Barbie, Polly Pocket, My Scene, and Diva Stars.
Love it.
And they were all like your site were Adobe Flash games. And basically, when you log on to Everything Girl, it's so girly pop, sparkly hearts, just cutesy vibes, very Shoe Diva. My scene specifically was very Shoe Diva, which we'll get into.
Yes.
But there was this little pixie named Pippa who would greet you when you logged on. And she had her own little about page and said that she loves playing online games. And according to the about her page, Pippa is the one who essentially made the site according to the lore.
Cute. That's cute.
Yeah, and
I
then
don't know
they
if I
had
ever went here, to be honest. I know.
I mean, I this is definitely towards the end of my time playing on these, I feel. I think I was going to them individually for the most part, but then it just
Gotcha.
became easier because you could really hop between the different games a lot easier. But in addition to Pippa, part of her section, they had this sparkle theory of how she was created. And essentially, the sparkle theory was that Pippa was formed from the imagination of millions of little girls and grew up to be Pippa the Pixie. Yeah,
Cute. That's
so
so
cute.
cute.
I know. I'm like, so you could create your account on Everything Girl and sort of create a custom website. You can pick out different colors and a mascot that would be your
Fun.
little mascot. And I don't remember this. I don't think I fully got into this part, but there was this whole thing with points, and you could basically kind of get like a digital pet to take care of, but I don't super remember that.
Mm.
But sadly, Everything Girl ended in 2015, which I feel is a pretty long time for back then. It was 9 years.
Yeah.
That's just the Everything Girl. I'm going to dive into the different doll sites in a second. Some of those launched even earlier than Everything Girl. And again, there was more
Mm.
before that I'm going to talk about, but these are the ones that I have memories of. So the first one, of course, we have to start with Barbie. Barbie.com, as you had mentioned, playing it yourself. But this one started in 1996. And originally, the website was sort of showcasing different Barbie history and the different dolls and collection items. And then they slowly started adding games to the website.
Mm.
And I think just trying to get kids online more. But the ones that I specifically remember the most were the makeover magic. I don't know what it was at that time of makeovers and manicures, but I was a
Right.
give it to me all the time. And then babysitting Chrissy, which is essentially you're taking care of Barbie's little sister.
Cute.
But it was also kind of weird because the animation of Chrissy was so giant, and I don't know, every other game they're little animations, but her face, I just remember being this giant baby face.
Makeover Magic is the one that I specifically
Mhm.
remember because I remember
Yeah,
being like, "Wow, you can do so much customization,"
right.
which you
You
kind
can
of could.
change their eye color and all the
Mhm.
accessories and the hair.
Mhm.
Which gets me into the next one, which was My Scene. So a bit of backstory on the dolls, because obviously I feel everyone knows Barbie, but the other
Yeah.
dolls we may not be as familiar with. But My Scene launched in 2002, the website specifically. But the dolls were essentially these cooler girl vibes, and they wanted. I think this is Mattel's answer to Bratz to be competitive.
Yeah.
And there
It
actually
reminds
were.
me of Cheetah Girls. I feel like it
Mhm,
probably came around similar times. My brain is like
probably.
connecting the two so strongly right now.
Yeah, and there were actually legal battles between My Scene and Bratz for copyright things, but we won't get into that
Mm.
so much. But there were 4 core. They added more on later on, but the 4 main ones were Barbie, so she kind of moved over and became a My Scene.
Oh,
Chelsea, who was my favorite probably because she also had brown hair. And then Noelle and Madison.
cute.
And what was interesting about this website, just the dolls in general, they were these city vibes girls. They
Yeah.
went clubbing and on these cool
Yeah.
vacations. So again, they're supposed to be more like teen dolls,
Like
even though I don't now
older.
teenagers wouldn't play with dolls, but maybe
Right.
12, 13. So that was My Scene. And I don't know if you remember watching these, but they had webisodes of the
Yes.
dolls doing different characters. And these dolls had
Yes.
boyfriends too. So, again, a little
Right.
older. But the ones that I really remember from this one were the Dazzling Nails, which again, I
Mm.
loved the nail game. I don't know why, because I don't do my nails that often. So maybe that was my outlet for that. They had a room makeover, or you could also pick out a party pad to decorate.
Cute. I
We're
don't
calling it
remember
a
that.
party pad is so funny.
Yeah.
Makeover Studio, which is very similar to the Barbie one. I love this one. That you could give her pink hair or pink highlights, and I don't know, I just thought that was the epitome of chicness when I was
Right?
little.
I think I thought this was the epitome because I feel like it was like Sex in the City for teenagers. You know what I mean? Like in
Yes,
my
that's the shoe
brain,
diva. That's the shoe diva
right?
vibe right there. Yep. It's
Right?
very, skinny, scrawny illustrations with the shopping bags and the high heels and just
Yes.
very girly pop. Um,
Yes.
there was also a shopping spree game, and then that one you could decorate the boyfriends, and you would pick a setting where they would be at after you
Like
put the
go on a
designs
date or something.
together.
Cute.
And then they also had a fashion designer game. So you would pick out a sketch of a clothing, and then you could color it in or put a different pattern on
That's
the
cool.
pieces. That was fun. And then I didn't really talk about this with Barbie, but a big thing with all of these games was the printing feature. So a lot of the time, whatever you designed,
Yes.
you could also print it out. So if you were rich and had a color printer, you
Right.
could literally print out paper nails and stick them on your hand.
But like that's like peak 10-year-old
I know.
luxury. You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
My
Like
paper nails.
yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, so iconic. And then getting into the next one, we have Polly Pocket, which I'm not going to spend too much talking about the dolls because we do have an upcoming case file on
Yes.
that. Excited. Um, but the website was specifically catered more to the more modern Polly Pocket. So there's
Mm.
really two versions of Polly Pocket. There was the original ones were teeny tiny choking hazards. I mean, they're both choking hazards, but the
Oh
originals
yeah.
were maybe half an inch. So they were a
Yeah.
big choking hazard. So this is
Yep.
the larger Polly Pocket with a plastic close, which I could save this for that episode, but I want to know, were you a Polly Pocket clothes chewer?
Oh no. I never chewed on any
I
of the
didn't. My
things.
my sister did not to call her out. But I anytime I get a reel or a TikTok talking about it, because you know that trend where it's like something to take the edge off. I've seen people do that with the Polly Pocket skirt and they just start jumping on it.
That's so funny. I think because I had a dog at the time and I was very scared of him chewing on things,
Yeah.
I was just like, I can't be a bad example. So I
Yeah.
was like,
I will
I
say I
never chewed on
never
anything.
because I think I had the original little ones. She
That's what I
played more
had,
with the
yeah.
bigger ones, but I can totally get the, sometimes you just need to like, I chew on ice. That's my flaw.
Mm,
But sometimes if you get a good straw, like a rubber straw, and you're just like,
right?
I can
Yeah,
get the appeal.
people chew on I remember in high school a lot of
Oh,
chewing
the
on
pens.
pens. Yeah, I never did that either
Hmm.
because I was always afraid to explode in my mouth.
Same.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That'd be my luck.
Right. So the website for Polly Pocket launched in 2000, and the games that I specifically remember playing for this one was the hairstyle salon. So, and again, more
There you go.
makeovers. And this one,
Love it.
you could do the surprise, and it would kind of do a wild card little look for Polly.
Ooh.
There was the rock star makeover, which you could pick out not only her outfits, but also the stage and the instruments.
Ooh. I never went
um,
to this website at all. I'm kind of
oh,
like looking them
really?
up as you're going to be like, okay, do I
Yeah.
remember it? I don't think I've ever seen this website,
Oh
but
my
it's
goodness.
very cute.
Yeah, there's a soccer game where you basically try to get the ball into the goalie or into the goal, and the goalie kind of slides back and forth. Again, very simple animation. And then I don't remember the name of it, but there was a cat makeover one too. So you make
Cute.
over Pod, but then you could also make over the cat. And then lastly, we'll get to Diva Stars with a Z because why
Also
not?
very early 2000s.
Such the vibes.
I used to
Um,
put an X in front and behind my login to
username.
things. Yes, I thought that was
I
so
loved a
cool.
good X. Oh, or you had the big X and the little X. So good. We'll get into Zanga in an upcoming episode as well. I'm very excited for that. But with Diva Star, so they were Mattel's response to Furby. So we had my scene was to Bratz. They were just trying to be competitive. So
Yeah.
Diva Stars were more robotic dolls where
Yeah.
you'd push a button and they would talk to you. They weren't as creepy as Furbies,
Furbies are
which
creepy.
would I never owned one because they
Me
terrified
neither.
me.
Yeah.
I
Same
think I
with the
had
Trolls dolls. I was like, they gonna come for me.
I think I had a Furby Happy Meal toy, and that was creepy enough.
Mm.
But the Diva Stars had a button so they wouldn't just talk to you out of the blue like the Furby would.
Yeah.
But they were also bigger than regular Barbie dolls. And the
Hmm.
main ones for these, the character names were Alexa, Nikki, Tia, Summer, and Miranda. And the website for Diva Stars ran from 2000 to 2005. So not as long as the other ones. But the games that I played for this one were Fashion Emergency, which basically the girls grew over spring or summer break, and so they had to go get new outfits. And then you had to try to guess the clothes to their fashion style. And if you got it wrong, boy, would they tell you. They would say something, "Are you sure about that?" Or something of, "Ew, no."
That's so funny.
Sorry, let me try again.
Like, okay, I'll do it
Oh,
again.
this is the cat one was in this one. It was Fluffy Star's cat makeover. So that's where the cat one came in.
Cute.
And then there was one called We Know What's Up, but basically it's another kind of maze game, and you have to go through the items in their house and try to find all the correct items in the set amount of time. And then Diva Stars also had webisodes too. So again, trying to keep kids online for longer. And then I don't know if this came up in your research at all, Joy, but there's actually a way to play a lot of these games and a lot of the games from your site if you're looking to. It's called Numuki, Numuki, and you can just search for the website game and they'll have that. They also have a bunch of the Neopets, even though that website's still up and live, but you can play a lot of these. Sometimes it'll crash, but if you want to play these and have the nostalgic kick, I was doing that last night after I did research.
Cute. Yeah, I remember Diva Stars, the dolls. I don't remember the website, and I feel like it's probably because the heyday of your websites was in direct correlation with the heyday of Disney.com. And I feel like which is crazy to me. Also, we're like in Gilmore Girls territory here. So it's like, I'm like going Disney.com, gonna play that.
We were booked and busy, man. We had things to do. And then we also had all these great movies because again, 2004, as we established. So the little
movies,
portable DVD player.
Yes.
So I spend my time online, and then I would have my dinner, more time on the probably computer games, like some Nancy Drew. Homework if I had it, shower, and then I had my dance lessons too, but then pop in the little portable DVD player.
Whoa.
Titanic under the sheets. What a time.
Living La Vida Loca.
Exactly. Take me back.
I know, right? Oh my word. What a heyday. I am very grateful though to have grown up in this heyday because it's just harder now. Like it just kind of like when I was saying it out loud, it just kind of came off the like top of my head. But really, there weren't bots because bots didn't exist. That's crazy. That is a wild world to have lived in. You know what I mean? Like now at this point, I can't scroll on Instagram or TikTok and be like, now I'm like zooming in and I'm like, is this person AI? Is this whole account AI?
Right.
And I'm like, meanwhile, I'm just over here on like divastars.com and it like
literally. I love it. I just feel bad for kids today because they already have so much more struggles, and then everything else compounded, and they don't even have Barbie.com to cope. Like, what do you mean?
I feel like that's where, again, there is a way to do that, like on the parent side of it, but you just have to be so intentional with like, okay, we're going to go to this website, or we're going to have these DVDs, or we're going to do this and that. So I feel like you can still have your kid have that, but it's just, a little bit more effort than me like running to like the back room and playing RuneScape and like chasing around behind my friends and like following random people. Like,
although we weren't super safe either with like our chat rooms and everything.
Yeah, we just got kind of lucky that a lot of the creepiness hadn't come around as of yet. You know, it was more happenstance, but I'm grateful for that. But also, I remember, did Diva Stars roll? Like the actual dolls, I have this memory of them rolling.
I don't remember. I think we had one at one point. I'll have to ask Jacqueline, but I don't have a memory of that. I feel they had a stand and then the button that you would press, and they would say something, "Have a terrific day." I don't know if they actually said that. That's just what came to my mind.
I know, right? I don't know if they did, but they look like their base looks like it would roll. I don't know. That would be like a fun little, like, you know how they have in the cars the like the dancing doll, but like just get a Diva Star. Just stick it right there. It's giving that vibe. But also you don't want her to melt. That would be horrible.
Oh, right. Yeah,
horrible.
I think my favorite out of these four Probably my scene, I think, is where I spent the most of my
Mm.
time because I was a little bit older playing these games. And I really liked the clothes because obviously I played the Lizzie and Miranda fashion and
Hmm.
they were
But
cute for
this
the
was
time. But again,
different.
yeah, these
Yeah.
were I know very chic. And you could do
Yes.
costumes on my scene. You could give her butterfly wings, which
Yes.
was kind of fun. So that is everythinggirl.com.
Ah, love it. I try to type in everythinggirl.com at the beginning of your case file, and it does take you to Mattel.com, and then you can kind of
Mm,
like navigate from there. Because I was like, maybe it's still a thing. I feel like every time we do case files, I'm like,
we
is this
tried.
still a thing? And I try to search it.
Yeah.
That's so
But you
fun,
can
though.
play on Mumuki. So if you want to have fun
Yes.
tonight, there you go.
There you go, Codes Detectives. Tag us. Let us know what you're playing. Pick your favorite and tag
Please
us on that.
do.
We should do
Yeah,
that
if
one.
there's I was just gonna say, if there's any of these games that you remember playing or if we unlocked a
Yeah.
memory, please let us know. We'd love to be part of that journey for you.
Yes, and what your favorite one was. I feel like,
Mhm.
again, my top one from Disney.com was definitely the sandwich game, and then the Rufus game was my second.
Love
The
it.
like putting the toppings on it. Do you think that my scene was your main game, but then the main game in that was the clothing game?
Probably that and the makeover I played the most.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but I think the problem with some of these is you just start running out of combinations that you can do. So it's almost a been
Yeah.
there, done that. But yeah, I really liked, I think, the makeover game and the webisodes. They were really fun. I don't remember any of the plots, but I do have a memory of watching some of those.
I do too. I feel like that's where the my scene I remember the most is watching those because again, that was very new. So in YouTube didn't come out till 2006, 2007. So that's pre-YouTube. But we're
Mhm.
watching videos
Video.
online. I remember just being like, wow, that's crazy. So should we do 2%?
Yes, I can go first.
Yeah, please.
Um, so I don't know if you get this probably because we're very similar in a lot of aspects. I have a hard time, even though I love cooking, I don't love cooking a lot during the work week
Oh
because
yeah.
you're just so tired by the time you get home from work. But then a lot of times I get decision fatigue about what to make.
Yep.
And so I went to the grocery store yesterday and I was just like, I don't even know what to do. So I just got a bunch of stuff to make girl dinners this week. And I
Love.
am actually been really looking forward to it. So it's just, pretzel cheese, some meat sticks, a pickle, some cashews, some grapes,
Yum.
blackberries, just
Love it.
cucumber, just mixing it up a little bit. And it was exactly what I needed to make my life a little easier and a little cozier. So I thought it was a good 2%.
I love that 2%. Yeah, girl dinner is probably the majority of my dinners. I'm just like,
So
here we are.
easy and delicious and fun. And you can
Yeah.
really mix it up. So
Agreed. Agreed. Mine is uh girl treat.
fun.
So when I was at the grocery store trying to get some things for dinner, I was also thinking about at first, so my first thought, I want a matcha. And I was like, I'll go get that. And then I'm like, oh, so expensive nowadays. I'm like, I have the stuff at home to make a matcha. And then I was like, what could I make? What could I do to make the matcha more fun? And then I remembered I've been wanting to get fun sprinkles for the matcha.
Ooh, that's
And
cool.
so that's what I did. I went to the grocery store and I got star sprinkles and like just the regular, like you think of when you think of sprinkles. And I got both of those and it was very fun to put in my matcha today. And I plan on putting it in the future. And then I just kind of like walked around and didn't. Sometimes it's overwhelming when you walk around in the grocery store and you don't have a specific plan. And sometimes I find it fun because you're like, okay, well, let's just come up with something or this sounds fun. And so I'm very grateful that today was that time. And I think saying this out loud, I think the difference for me, and if I feel overwhelmed or I feel like it's fun at the grocery store, is my purpose of it. And my purpose this time was to do things that would take care of myself as opposed to just surviving. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Where you're
Yeah.
like, need food, don't want to die. So
Yeah.
this one was like, okay, well, what can I do to make this more fun or cozy or have a fun
I
dinner
like
or
that.
like do something else? So I feel like the sprinkles for girl dinner, but I guess kind of overall, it's that grocery store trip, which was very fun, but I did it very purposefully and I didn't just kind of zone out. And I think that's a thing that for me, I'm trying really hard to focus on is not just having like
Going
time
through the
slip.
motions. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to like have every day with intention and be grateful for the day. And just yeah, and I'm really enjoying that because I feel like I am finding those glimmers and those sparkles in the day, and for me that was the sprinkles today, so that was really fun.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
we both had really good intentional 2%. So I'm very
right.
proud of us.
Me too.
Yay, go team.
Woohoo. What about our cozy detectives?
Yeah, we'll keep the 2% vibes going. So a Violet input shared, and I was so excited to get this because I realized I had forgotten to talk about this in the last episode, but their 2% was they got strawberries from the farmer's market and made strawberry shortcake with homemade whipped cream.
Ooh,
And I totally
yum.
forgot to say I did the same thing when I got strawberries when I went
Twinsies.
picking. So me and Violet are in sync
Yeah,
there.
there we
And
go.
then the next one is from Susanna, and it is finding an app on the treadmill at my gym where you can virtually walk through beautiful
Ah,
areas of the world. And she said, it
love.
tricks me into thinking I'm traveling for that hour at 5 a.m., which
Ah,
props to
yeah,
you for going on a walk at 5 a.m. I could not do that, but that sounds so
that is
fun and a way to
impressive.
make your workout a little cozier.
Absolutely. Because I feel like, yeah, that would be so fun. You're like, I'm just gonna, because I feel like that's the same thing when you're on vacation. You just end up walking more because you're like, oh, I'm gonna go
Right.
exploring. So this
So
is like
many
the
cool
way to trick your
vibes.
brain to be like, I'm
Mhm.
actually on vacation and exploring. So love
And you've
it.
got that jet lag if you're going early in the morning. So there's the other
Right, right. There you go.
Oh man. Well, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Blanket Fort Files Pod. Send us your 2% cozier and please subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Then join us next week in the Blanket Fort, where we'll discuss the coziness of our favorite better halves to celebrate our 1.5 year anniversary.
We love a pun. We love it.